JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 6th of May 2022, so yep. Welcome everyone, welcome to this Friday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a view of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Brokers website here, and especially the page, which is updated on a daily basis, where you can find market news and analysis, guys. And I believe you can find useful information around here. So, now then guys, jumping into the charts, the first one I want to pick up here is Nikkei 225, and yep, it is finally opened, and unlike all other indices, this one is pushing to the upside. So yeah, initially it did decline, found support near this 26,571 territory, and then rebounded and moved above the 21-day EMA and managed to stay above it. Now, of course, this could be seen maybe as a bit of a positive sign here, possibility for further moves higher, but we do have this downside line as well. So this one's taken from the high of the 30th of March, which could provide a hold up, could provide some resistance, and if for now I'm going to aim for that downside line, but yeah, if it holds, then another slide, another decline could be possible. If you're not comfortable with any of the levels, or in general with this whole area in between these two lines, the downside one and this key support zone near the 26,300 zone, then you might as well wait for a clear breakout before, let's say, examining the next short-term directional move. So at the moment, I would say if you're looking for some downside, yes, you could wait for a drop below this 26,300 level. I do understand that there's quite a lot of territory here to be, that we could be missing out here on, but well, let's put it this way. I mean, we rather be safe than sorry. So yeah, we could leave this area just for now and just continue observing it and wait for a clear breakout through one of those lines that I just mentioned. Now jumping into the Hong Kong's Hang Seng index. So it declined, of course. Yesterday we saw a huge sell-off in the US equities, well, as it kind of had its knock-on effect on the Chinese indices as well, so and Hong Kong indices. So yep, you can see that Hang Seng here drifted lower. However, on the positive note is the fact that we managed to remain above this short-term tentative upside support line taken from the low of the 15th of March. Now, of course, not saying that this is going to be it is a huge rebound place, or let's say a reversal area, but at least, I mean, it could give a bit of hope here for the buyers. Nevertheless, in order to be a little bit on the careful side, on the cautious side, I would prefer actually to, wait for a push above this barrier first, this 21,292 territory, and then we will just take it from there, guys. For the downside, pretty straightforward: a break of this upside line and a drop below the lowest point of April, near the 19,665 may attract a few more sellers, guys. So let's keep an eye on that one. And yeah, jumping into the German index DAX, this one also reversed sharply to the downside. And to be honest, I mean, it continued its slide. And if we take a look at the cash index right now, let me just quickly see where it is right now. It's currently sitting at around 13,880 zone, so just slightly below where it closed yesterday. We are still kind of up near, or should I say bang on this highlighted territory. I spoke about that level in this area. This area is roughly between the 13,850 and the 13,887 levels. So in other words, if we are looking for some, lower levels in this one, well, then at least wait for a drop below this area. Currently, we're seeing a slight little rebound, but it's still somewhere in this area here. So if we drop below that highlighted territory and stay below that area, then yeah, we could go for some lower levels. Initially, I'll target, of course, the lowest point of April near the 13,578 level, and then so on, and then slowly we'll go lower if we get a break through this one. But for now, I'm keeping a close eye on this highlighted territory. It has been a bit of a roller coaster ride this week, guys. So, well, I mean, today be careful as well. Today we do have some important economic data coming out from the U.S., from Canada. So yeah, that's that we could see some action in there. So check out the economic calendar, but briefly, yeah, we do have the employment numbers from the U.S. and Canada coming out. So that might be quite an interesting day. So, however, again, it's Friday, guys. Don't overtrade. Let's be very careful. Let's go into the weekend, without any stress. Now, coming back to Nasdaq. Nasdaq, yeah. So biggest loser percentage-wise yesterday. So yeah, it drifted lower, as you can see here. And what's interesting here is that when I said to you that if we drop below that 13,000 mark, then yeah, my next target will be this 12,716 zone, which we managed to reach perfectly, and even just fractionally overshot it, and created a new lowest point for May here, which is around that 12,710 zone, approximately around there. So if you're looking for some further declines, then yep, a drop below this area is needed. At the moment, we're seeing a bit of a retracement, which is okay, which is nice. That's quite healthy, I would say. We are seeing a push higher, but we're currently trading at around 12,870 territory, so just fractionally above where it closed yesterday here. But we are keeping a close eye on that psychological 13,000 mark. If we continue to trade below it, then, well, guys, maybe we're not really, maybe this saying that selling may go away, I mean, could be correct. However, maybe it's a little bit too early to talk about that. First, let's have our confirmation breaks. So initially, for the downside, as I said, I will keep an eye on this 12,710 zone. If we drop below it, then yeah, I'll aim for lower levels. If we bounce back up here and we let's say hold on to that, we struggle to overcome that psychological 13,000 mark, then another decline could be possible as well. But then still, we'll have to be very careful, because everything could change very quickly. So yeah, most importantly, well, have your stop loss in place, as always. DXY, so the dollar index drifted nicely to the upside yesterday, and look at this. I mean, it popped higher, it moved above that 103.82 territory. I spoke about that level, and what I was talking about previously, I said that given that we had a bit nice decline here on Wednesday, I thought that maybe we could go for a bit of a larger, correction here to the downside. It did initially drop below the Wednesday's low here near the 102.45 level, but as you can see, it was just a false breakout, and well, the index reversed nicely to the upside, made its way back to this 103.82 level, which is let me just show you what it is, guys. That's the highest point of 2017 here. So yeah, we're currently getting a hold up around here. So again, let's see if this area will continue to providing that resistance, because again, if you look at this picture, I mean, we had quite a decent up move already, so maybe a bit of a retracement could be possible. However, we're at the moment, not all our signals are working out here on the dollar index, so that's why for now I would say if we drop again below this 102.40, or initially if we drop below that 103 zone, then yeah, we will I'll start looking at the downside again, and slowly I'll aim for lower levels. But again, let's not forget that any move up to this upside line could be considered as a temporary correction before another possible leg of buying, so keep that in mind. Jumping into gold, so gold also has been on a nice roller coaster ride. So of course, stronger dollar didn't really help out here. The bulls yesterday, so they've traveled higher. They pushed towards that 1909, 1910 zone. It went closer to that 21-day EMA, but as you can see, it failed to reach my target, this 1918 level, and it drifted back below the 100-day EMA. And well, at least it managed to stay above the 200-day EMA. However, again, let's see how the dollar index today performs, because if that is if that pushes further further north, then well, we might see gold actually drifting nicely to the downside. WTI oil, so yeah, beautiful false breakout above that area which I talked about. So yep, at the moment I would say it is looking quite positive, but somehow, I mean, the fact that we struggled to remain above this resistance area, that of course raises a few concerns here for me. But nevertheless, you can see that the bulls are fighting hard. They're trying to bring the commodity back above this area. So in other words, for now, I will continue aiming higher, but I'll of course take everything with a pinch of salt. If we suddenly start falling below yesterday's low here, which is roughly around that 106.48 level, then well, that's where maybe I'll skip the upside scenario for now. Maybe we could see a move back towards that 21-day EMA. Quick update on Bitcoin, of course, stronger dollar didn't really help BTC USD here, and well, this is what we got. So initially we had a beautiful move higher, but didn't really kind of manage to stay clearly above this downside line, above the 21-day EMA, and instead, well, this is the result we got. We got that strong decline, and not only that, we broke the upside line and we fell below that 37,000 mark, guys. So that of course kind of could attract more sellers into this. So at the moment, be very careful if you're a bull, because again, if you're looking for some upside, then probably you would kind of probably need to wait for at least a push above this 40,000 mark, and of course initially above the 21-day EMA, so I can get rid of this downside line, by the way, as well. So yeah, at the moment, if you're a little bit more adventurous, then you can continue monitoring this this upside line right here, and if we climb back above it, then maybe yeah, we could consider a move to the upside. However, like I said, there are still obstacles in the way higher, so go slowly on this one. AUD USD jumping into a few pairs. So yeah, beautiful reversal. Came very close to this this downside line, as you can see here. It tested the 21-day EMA, and yesterday I spoke about this pair, and I said that in order to go for higher levels, well, a break of this downside line is needed. A push through this 0.7265 level is also required. So in other words, yeah, I mean, it didn't really fulfill these criteria, and well, we got a nice reversal. Of course, the stronger dollar helped out here. And yeah, and now we're seeing a further slide. Now, in order to go for lower levels, this is where I'm gonna adjust this this level here, the 0.7030. That's what I'm gonna be keeping a close eye on. And if we drop below this, this will confirm a forthcoming lower low, and the next target will be this lowest point of January, or should I say could be this lowest point of January. In order to maybe get comfortable with the downside, well, wait for a drop below yesterday's low near the 0.7074, oh sorry, 77, and then yeah, we could aim for that lowest point of May, the current lowest point of May, which I talked about, the 0.7030, and if that gets cleared, yeah, we could go for lower levels. But at the moment, due to the also quite an eventful day today, I would say be careful there with everything that has a dollar in it. So we might see some choppiness. So again, if you're not really comfortable with such trading, then probably just leave it. I mean, there's always Monday, guys. So don't overtrade and don't risk too much. So yeah, like I said, we'd rather be safe than sorry. USD CHF, so pushing nicely to the upside. Now this one is on fire, continues to be on fire. I mean, look at this rocket ship here, just pushing further and further north. However, of course, we are trying to find a good area for resistance. Currently, I'm keeping an eye on this current highest point of May, which is around that 0.9890 level. Some of you are probably targeting that psychological 1 level, which again could be the case. Yeah, we could reach that, but at the moment, let's go slowly on this. So the next target is around that 0.99 level, and but for that, of course, we would need to see we would need to overcome the yesterday's high first, and then yeah, we'll go for that 0.99 level. I do understand that we don't have much area here to fill, but again, given that this, you know, this has already rallied quite significantly, that's why for the upside, for example, whenever we have a breakout, we'll just go slowly, like just, you know, in small little increments, because it could reverse very you know, quickly to the downside. And yeah, at the moment, for the downside, I would say keep your eyes on this 0.98 territory, and as you drop below this, yeah, may open the door to some lower levels. USD JPY, so also quite interesting. So we broke the downside line. We're trying to push higher, but as I said before, I would prefer to wait for a move above the 131.25 level here, just to be a little bit more careful with, you know, with the upside, because a nice good pop above this barrier would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and potentially more buyers could join in. So for the downside, pretty straightforward. Yeah, drop below this upside line, below this downside line again, and also a drop below the 128.62 area would be required, and then we could go for the 21-day EMA maybe, or even below that. GBPUSD, so yeah, as I've mentioned before, I said that, well, let's wait and see. Let's see if this is not going to end up something of either a flag or maybe a rising wedge pattern, which either way could, you know, break out to the downside. Well, we exited the lower side of this formation, and well, as you can see here, we drifted lower. Not only that, we also broke below the lowest point of April near the 1.2411, and I said to you yesterday that in order for me to go lower, I would like to see a drop below this hurdle. Well, so far so good, I would say, for the sellers, and I would say, if we continue to trade below the lowest point of April, then my next target is the lowest point of June. The lowest point of June of 2020, guys, and that area is roughly around that 1.2252 level. Euro NZD, so managed to get that pop, as you can see here, and rebounded beautifully from this upside line, pushed through this barrier. I talked about this yesterday, and I said that if we push and stay above this hurdle, this 1.6357 territory, then yeah, I'll go further north, where my next target is the 200-day EMA. But then what I'm going to target next will be this inside swing low of the 30th of December near the 1.6529 level, and then we will take it from there, guys. And yeah, one of my least favorite pair, EURUSD. So this is what I talked about yesterday as well. I said that there is a chance for this one to break out to the upside, and well, I said that if we pop above this 200-day EMA, we break this downside line and we move through this 0.8467 territory, then yeah, I will go for some higher levels where my next target will be this 0.8514 area marked by the high of the 31st of March, or in other words the highest point of March. And yeah, so far, I mean, basically mission accomplished. First of all, that's more important. So we accomplished our mission, but now let's see if we can actually rebound from this target, and let's see if this highest point of March can actually provide us with a good support area, or should I say, can it act as a good support area? If it can, and then, well, a nice rebound here might be possible, and we could continue pushing further north. However, again, this is EURUSD we're talking about, so it has a mind of its own. So that's why I would say, for now, yeah, we will stick to the technicals, but again, you know, be very careful. I mean, if you manage to get this, it's sometimes a little bit like a lottery here on this EURUSD. So most importantly, have your stop losses in place. EURUSD. So yeah, pushed initially, broke out on after the Fed, it broke out to the upside, as you can see here, pushed higher. We reached that 1.0636 level. It continued to provide resistance. This is what I talked about yesterday. I said that in order for me to go higher, I still need to see a push above this barrier. Well, we got a little false breakout, but then yeah, it drifted back down, and first of all, we can get rid of this downside line, no longer needed, but the upside line, we can keep that. As you can see here, we are currently resting on it. So if you're looking for some lower levels, then of course wait for a break of this upside line and a drop below the 1.0495 level. If we get that, then yeah, this could open the door towards further declines, guys, and more sellers could join in, because yeah, this is quite a key support zone, this 1.0495 level. Let me just show you where it's coming from. Let me just probably better off jumping into a monthly chart. So there we go. And yeah, so this is the lowest point of March of 2017. So I'm probably gonna highlight this area just for our sake here, and yeah, just so that we would be aware. And oh, it doesn't want to go anywhere. Okay, just bear with me one moment. There we go. So yeah, this is the area that I'm going to be keeping a close eye on. So if we drop below this, my next target is the lowest point of 2017, and that's roughly around that 1.00340 level. But again, before we could get comfortable with that scenario, a break of this, we would like to see a break and the pair staying below this area. So yeah, and then yeah, we'll go for lower levels. So guys, that's it for this session. I really hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your views, your likes, guys, your comments, everything. So thank you very much for joining me this week. Join me next week as well on Monday, as always, 6 o'clock GMT time. But for now, I will wish you a nice weekend, and yeah, have a wonderful trading day today. Don't overtrade, guys. Have your stop losses in place, and everything will be fine. So thank you very much, and bye bye.